So the UFC and WWE are now joining forces. According to ESPN, WWE and the company that runs the UFC will combine to create a $21.4 billion sports entertainment company. A new publicly traded company will house UFC and WWE brands, with Endeavor taking a 51% controlling interest in the new company. The companies valued the UFC at $12.1 billion and the WWE at $9.3 billion. Vince McMahon released a statement. He went on to say, "Together, we will be a 21+ billion live sports and entertainment powerhouse with a collective fan base of more than 1 billion people and an exciting growth opportunity." Dana White also released a statement. Dana said, "This company has been on fire for the last 7 years, and now that we will be adding WWE to the portfolio, I'm excited to take this to another level. Vince McMahon is a savage in the wrestling space, Ari Emanuel is a beast at what he does, and then add what we at the UFC bring to the table, and there is no limit to what this company can accomplish in the next few years." Conor McGregor tweeted, "Congrats to the UFC, now worth a cool proper $12 billion. Wow. Endeavor about to scoop the WWE now also. Incredible. What a powerhouse." He followed up with this, of him holding a WWE championship and a UFC championship, and he added both companies. He wrote hashtag "It's inevitable." Paul Heyman responded to this tweet. He said, "Conor McGregor is a Roman Reigns wannabe." Conor replied, "Careful, Grandpa. I'll show up and break your jaw in 3 places." Belal Muhammad says that when Dana White announced that they were trying to book Belal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov, he was shocked. Belal says that he's only looking to fight Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, or Colby Covington next. Belal said, "I was sitting there watching it like, I want to see what he's going to say. I hope somebody asks him what's going on and who's next. And I was hoping he would say, we don't make fights after the title fight. But then he came out and said Colby Covington was for sure next. You're sitting there and, we're trying to make Shavkat versus Belal." I was like, what? Where did this come from? I'm calling my manager like, what's going on? He's like, brother, I don't know what's going on. I'm never a guy that shies away from the tough fights. I've been calling for the toughest fights forever, and he's obviously on a good run, a streak, but I just beat the hot prospect in Sean Brady. I just beat the guy that was 15-0. He's a dangerous fighter, but to me, it's still fighting backwards. It's fighting downwards. It's fighting another guy that if you beat him, well, he wasn't as good as we thought he was. Who's that? After beating Sean Brady, I heard, oh, Sean Brady sucks. He's nobody. You think you're going to get a title shot off of that? I'm sitting here thinking if Sean Brady would have won, Sean Brady would have got a title fight. Sean Brady would have been next in line because he would have been 16-0 and they're like, this guy is amazing. For me now, I'm only looking upwards. The only guys upwards are Colby, Leon, and Kamaru. Kamaru didn't take no damage in this fight and he's still fighting. He's still talking about fighting. I think that's a fight that makes sense. I've had to the 2 title challengers in my resume. I beat Damian Maia, I beat Wonderboy. I had a hot contender in Vicente Luque. I beat Luque. I had the hot prospect in Sean Brady. The only thing I don't have on my resume is that name that everybody recognizes, everybody knows, and that was a former champion, a guy that people consider one of the best welterweights to do it. If that's the name that's going to get me a title shot, if it's going to be somebody, it's going to be either Usman, Colby, or Leon. It's only fighting upwards from here. I think that's the only way I'm going to be guaranteed anything. I'm hoping Leon sticks to his guns and he does turn him down and says, I'm not going to fight Colby. If that's the case, me versus Colby. You see all this trash talk. Colby's acting like he's the best in the world. You supposedly just had a camp to weigh in. Cool. Let's fight in Miami. Let's fight the week after. Let's fight in June. I'm down to fight whenever. I'll fight Colby next. Let's get right back in the cage right now. Let's do it. Then you could silence all the doubters that say you didn't earn it. You didn't deserve it. Why are you getting it? Let's fight. Leon just fought. Belal then sent a message to Leon saying, stick to your guns. Don't say yes to that fight. Let me fight Colby and the winner of that gets next. After defeating Roy Jones Jr. in a boxing match over the weekend, Anthony Pettis says he wants to box Anderson Silva next.
With the performance, I think, Roy's a legend, a lot of experience. Even his coaches, he has so much experience out there. And I gave up a big size advantage, so I think I fought a great fight. My coaches gave me a great game plan, and I've executed perfect. He hit me with a couple of hooks where I was like, yo, I got to watch out for that. I was being pretty defensive, and I wanted to keep him going backwards, but he hit me with a couple counter shots, and I was like, yo, he felt like a heavyweight. I could tell that I was moving up some weight classes. I love to fight Anderson Silva, and that was supposed to happen in the UFC. And I think, for me, it's the weight definitely matters, but I'm gonna pay attention to my coaches. I'm one of those guys that anywhere, anytime, don't matter the rule set. I'm down to fight. So I listen to my coach, Jorge Masvidal. He definitely helped me get to this position I'm in right now. So I think we'll be strategic on the fights that I take, but I'm having fun with this. I'm having a good time. I'm getting better. I'm enjoying the process. I showed some good skills out there, I think. So I think I definitely have some more fun to have over here.
Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith on the Believe You Me podcast react to Jorge Masvidal recently going off on Khamzat Chimaev. Jorge told Khamzat to quit doing PEDs and actually make weight. They also react to Jorge saying that he's going to paint his Van Gogh on Gilbert Burns' face.
So it sounds like Masvidal's fired up. He's angry. He's mad. I think he's angry. I think he's mad because obviously the kind of world of mixed martial arts has stepped over him a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And kind of moved on. He was the belle of the ball in 2019, and now he feels like, well, he's lost his last 3 in a row. So that's angers you. It pisses you off. You know what I mean? You want to come back and make a statement. So he's firing out. You know, he's taking it out on everybody.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I understand what he's saying when he's talking about Khamzat. Like, I'm sure that pisses him off, you know. The Gilbert Burns thing kind of, I don't get that one. Like, I've never seen Gilbert shy away from anything when he gets punched. If anything, when he fought Khamzat was the complete opposite. He kind of got rolled over in that first round and then battled his way back to, you know, he was able to turn away from being the nail and become the hammer there for a little while. And in some people's eyes, I'm not necessarily sure that I'm in agreements, but a lot of people thought that there was a possibility that Gilbert won that fight and battled his way back. I thought it was super close. I don't remember scoring it. You know, I don't remember being disappointed with the decision though.
Yeah, well, I think Masvidal's just trying to tell himself, so therefore by that he's telling the world in interviews and all the rest of it. He's just trying to build his own confidence, and I think he truly believes that. He's one of those guys. We all know what Masvidal's like. The guy's the epitome of a real fighter. You know what I mean? So he's like, yeah, in his mind, he's going to smash him up. He's going to embarrass him. He's going to knock him out. He's going to leave him in a pool of piss and blood, and it ain't even going to be close. And I truly believe that he believes that. Oh, for sure. That's what always makes him dangerous.
Yeah, I think he goes into every fight believing that. And we've talked about this on here before, that just that self-belief, it's its own weapon. It really is. It just, no one else has to believe it. But if you believe it, it almost makes it a thing.
It's a weapon, but it can come back and bite you in the
bite you right in the
Jorge Masvidal hints that he will retire if he loses to Gilbert Burns this weekend. Jorge said this could be the last one. If I lose, I'm pretty much calling it quits. But a win against Gilbert means that things are headed in the right direction. So if I roll the dice and I do everything right, I'm going for it all. For one title or many titles. I think I'm at my best right now. My mental, my physical. Now I've got to go out there and prove it. I've got my back up against the wall, but I get to start my resurrection here in Miami, Dade County, the city that birthed me, that made me, that molded me. So I'm more than excited. April 8th, I give it all I got, and I win. We keep rolling the dice until we get that f***ing belt. Let's go. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Nick Knight. It says, I don't know what Hasbulla lives in, a shoe? LMAO at Bisping's comment. The second one's from Jeep. It says, Izzy be like, I'm going to set you on fire this time, like Ghost Rider. And the final one says, amazing that Alex was in his 20s when he started training, and now he's taken more world championships than most fighters ever will. People can try to clown Izzy, but respectfully, almost no one on the planet has achieved anything close to what they have already. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.